turn to our featured poets. So welcome back Nina Baxter, please.
Thank you, Patrick, for inviting me. And it's been a very nice, welcoming and friendly environment to make my poetry debut. So I'll carry on. This one is Projection. You said you loved the line, "Do I already know you?" in a poem about another man. Did you see yourself in that one-night stand? Were you jealous of the passion I felt for someone else? The way I wrote about our bodies entwined when two strangers became lovers. Were you trying to insert yourself into the narrative? Remind me of your presence? Relating that moment, that intimacy back to you because that's how you feel? Like you already know me? Or did you just love the line, "Do I already know you?" And this one is Tears. I close my eyes, but can't quite shut them fully. The salt and heat from my tears has left my eyelids red, heavy and swollen. I can barely carry their weight. I need to cry again, but I've cried so much the tears have run out. My leaded lids, stinging, red with pain, of dissatisfaction, discomfort, and dismissed feelings. And this one is called The Breakup. So, how are you doing? Not too bad, actually. I stopped wanting to kill myself a couple of months ago, so that's good. Heartbreak, we've all been there, but nothing prepared me for this. No other end to a friendship or relationship has come close. It's been the worst breakup of my life, but I'm starting to feel better, slowly. I didn't realize it had got this bad until I admitted out loud that I wanted to die. But I can talk about it now without crying. The wounds are starting to heal, and I'm getting back my strength, slowly. Yet I'm still worried it's not quite over, the abuse. It's hard to end a relationship when you're at the mercy of their power and manipulation. It's hard to stand up for yourself, even when the person you're standing up against is you. You're the abuser and the abused. You've broken up with yourself, fallen out of touch and out of love, after so many years of self-destruction, self-harm, self-loathing. You need to relearn who you are, how to be, and how to love yourself again, slowly. And this is another one that I wrote on that trip to Paris, which I think it was very creative and productive for me because I'd just been like in self-isolation for months, and then I went out and I was like, I'm going to see the world, do things. So this one is in Claude Monet's garden. Bumblebees in the honeysuckle, lilies on the pond, an idyllic oasis of beauty and calm, except for the people. Hordes of people, I hate their voices, drowning out the chattering birds, nature's song, masked by the incessant sound of children screeching. Arrêtez les enfants, s'il vous plaît, silence. Yes, please stop squawking. I want to hear the leaves rustle through the trees. When it rains, the pond sparkles with a million faceted gemstones. But all the people walking past constantly interrupt the view. What would Monet think to see his garden like this? A young girl cries and complains like I did at Knossos many years ago, too young to appreciate their surroundings or just too stubborn to care. When the sun shines, you can see the blue sky and clouds reflected among the lily pads. Its beauty is undeniable, but the willow tree weeps, unable to enjoy a moment of peace. There's a couple celebrating their first anniversary. He almost falls in the pond when the chain gate he tries to sit on escapes its hook, intent on getting the perfect picture as close to the water as possible, almost submerged in the lifeblood of Monet's Impressionism. They thank me for helping capture the moment. I love it here, though I wish I could see it as the garden as Monet did, undisturbed and restful, except for the bumblebees in the honeysuckle and the lilies on the pond. And this one is The Bridge, which is actually Hammersmith Bridge for specifics. What a fucking contrast. I haven't felt this alive in months. Just as depression creeps up gradually, so does recovery. You blink one day and suddenly you can see again. Your senses have returned, discovering everything anew, a pioneer of life. What joy it is to cook food, listen to music, have sex. All these basic human things you forgot existed, couldn't access in your depleted state. Now you're learning how to be a person again, and it's sensational. Even after a decade of this shit, this endless cycle of euphoric highs crashing into subterranean lows, it still surprises me when the tide changes. Sinking on that boat, drowning, you forget what it's like to feel anything other than the crushing darkness that's suffocating you. All those periods of your life when you were happy, alive, it's as if they never existed. It's not that you can't remember what it feels like to be happy. It's as if you've never felt anything other than this. Standing on the bridge with my hood up, hiding the tears streaming down my pale face, my mind is a mess. But the instructions it's giving me couldn't be clearer. Jump. You're never going to get better. You're never going to feel anything other than this, ever again. You have nothing to live for. Do it. Hold on, sorry, I just got my finger caught. A happier ending. What a fucking contrast. The wind blows through my hair and whips at the cotton skirt of my sundress around my legs. Sun shining on my bare skin and listening to a familiar song by a friend's band. I remember dancing around the kitchen. I'd forgotten this song existed, forgotten how much I loved it, forgotten I knew all the words and exactly when the guitar comes in. And walking across the bridge, looking at the sun sparkling on the rippling river. I throw my arms out wide, feeling the breeze on my face as I smile. I'm alive. And then I've got one little short one, and then a kind of silly nonsense poem about Gypsy Hill, which I thought I'd read because of Aidan's great trip around London. So this one is Pink Cocktails in the Vault. And this is actually about a cocktail bar in Soho, not too far from here, where my friend Jack works. A hard push on the bookcase and it becomes a door, leading you downstairs, underneath the whiskey shop. Pink cocktails in the vault, dark wood summer panelling and heat. A social sauna of first dates and old friends. The strawberry garnish, soaked with gin, sweet with cachaça, abre coração. You hand me the bill, face down. I turn over the receipt, which reads, "Fuck you," scrawled in a love heart. And this is Gypsy Hill, which I wrote on the train just as it was paused at the station. I was scribbling away and then I thought, yeah, it's all right. So the train stops on the way to Forest Hill. Out the window and on the platform, a woman sits with a cat on her lap. Black and white, wearing a collar. They look cosy. Where are they going? The next train's to London Bridge. Is the cat hers? They take a selfie, the cat curled on her lap. The woman drops her phone, slightly embarrassed. She stands, letting the cat off her lap and onto the platform. Off they walk, the woman first and then the cat, who stops to sniff something on the platform. The space between them grows. The woman turns around to look at the cat behind her, now gnawing on a bone of leftover fried chicken, discarded on the platform. The woman walks off to catch the next train to London Bridge, leaving the cat behind on the platform at Gypsy Hill.
Well, thank you, Nina, for a beautiful reading this afternoon, and thank you, Nina, for a beautiful reading this afternoon. We hope we can tempt you back to Dodo Poets in the future. So.